Hello and welcome back to Darshan Dev. I'm Darshan and this is the Django tutorial about class-based views. So if you know how to make a Django project and Django app and you have followed my Django tutorial like getting started with Django series, then you know how to make such an app. I've made another one which is kind of a mini Twitter where you can create tweets like this when you type something like sample tweet. So this is my 10th tweet. So this is sample tweet and it has the model is simply the text and automated date time. So you can edit it, sample, I can say Twitter. So sample Twitter, I can delete it, and this one and this one. So it's a basic CRUD application, and you know how to make it up if you have followed my series or any other series to make a simple Django app. So let's go over the code quickly. So this is our sample project and this is our sample app. In there we have done all the kind of things like putting our app name in here, then making all the migrations and everything, putting our app in the admin site, creating super users and all of that. So I'll link the basic getting started with Django if you haven't done that in the I button over there. So let's see the models.py. In our models we have the tweet model, which I said basically is text and date time, and you don't even have to fill date time because it's automated. And then the string definition of it returns the ID, text, and the date time like it returns over here. So this is the ID, this is the text, and this is the date time, and you can see it's 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 because the second and the third tweets were deleted by me. And here we have the edit URL and delete URL. So this reverse method makes the URL for you, and then in our templates in all tweets.html we render this thing, these tweets and the edit and delete URLs for each and every tweet. So each and every tweet will have a different edit and delete URL which will be made by the model over here. So you can use it over here and edit and delete tweets from there. Then you have createTweet.html, which just renders the form, editTweet.html, which is simply the copy of createTweet, and this onetweet.html, which basically is the DetailView. If you go to /1, you'll get the first tweet. If you go to 2, you'll get the second tweet and third tweet are deleted. Let's go to the fourth. So this is your fourth tweet. Let's go to the fifth, and this is your fifth tweet. So in this manner we can get to all the tweets, and if you want to delete a tweet we can just do delete, but I wanted to edit it, so let's edit it. It is saying fourth, whereas it's sixth. So let's say it's sixth. When we submit the edit, it takes us to this page, and sixth tweet says that it's sixth now. So it's right. We can even delete tweets this way, and delete is basically mapped to /id/delete. So now this first tweet should be gone when I press enter. Yeah, and now it's gone. So this is the way it's configured. I will just demonstrated all the URLs for you, but I'll show to them once. I've not made a separate urls.py file over here, but you can do that. So this is our all tweets, create tweet. This is our one tweet, edit tweet, and delete tweet. And basically we are going to replicate the same functionality through class-based views, which are going to make your app much simpler and code much more concise and sweet. So let's go. Open your views. So these are all of our views, and I also have a form over here which is basically a model form that matches our tweet model. So let's go to our views and get started. So over here you have to import a few class-based views, generic views, from Django.views.generic. okay, from Django.views.generic, import all of the views that I say, ListView, DetailView, then CreateView, and then DeleteView. So now instead of this all tweets, we are going to do ListView. Now I'll just comment this all tweets out, and I'm going to create a list view instead of it. So since we are using class based generic views, just type class all tweets and inherit from list view, and here you simply have to give model is tweet and save it, and our template should match. Yeah, it shows an error over here. It says that all tweets cannot be imported, so we have to go to our urls.py and change our name of our view. So we have to import all tweets the way I've written now. So we have changed it to camel case, I suppose. See, all tweets, this should match. Now we're going to give the name, and over here in urls.py you have to do one thing differently from normal, that is you have to give the as view and execute the function as view on the tweet. Okay, and now we are going to do the same thing for everything, but let's do it later. Let's just see if all tweet works. Let's go over here. Yeah, so this is what I expected. So when you go to your generic view, you need this tweetlist.html. It's the normal, default name for any list view, that is the model name underscore list.html. So either we can specify our template here, template name over here, and we can say that use all tweets.html, or we can do one more thing which is much more simple in this case. That's I'll change the all tweets.html to tweetlist.html, which Django actually expects from us. So I've changed its name to tweetlist.html. Let's go over here and refresh. So it expects us to keep it in templates sample app, then tweetlist.html. Let's do that. In templates, we need to make a directory sample app, and in there we need to put tweetlist.html. So move it and then refresh it. So here we go. Here are our tweets, and the list, the view that's managing it is just a two-line view, or literally two-liner. That's like class all tweets, list view, model is tweet. That's it. You don't have to do all of this. You could have much more code over here or much less code over here, but this is just much simpler than that. So now instead of this one tweet, we are going to do a detail view, and it's quite similar. So here we will declare a class, or make a class one tweet, and this will inherit from detail view, and over here we'll also give a model, and our model will be tweet. And just as usual, it will expect us to give our template name over here. You can either provide with your template name which you have created, or you can just adapt to Django. And yeah, we have to change this. So let's change it all at once. I'm going to name our CreateView. Oh no, not create, our one tweet. Since right now we are working on one tweet, let's do that. This should be named one tweet. I'm changing all of them to camel case because generally that's what we do when we use classes. So let's change all of them to camel case. Anyways, it's your choice. I'm gonna change all of them, and also over here. So now I've changed all of them. Yeah, but it says that it cannot import all of them, so I'll just remove the ones that we don't need right now. I'll save it, and this should work. Okay, let's restart the server ourselves. It's taking a lot of time. It says create tweet is not defined. Create tweet is not defined. Okay, let's just comment them out, the ones that we don't need right now. We need one tweet and delete tweet. So now it's working. And now let's check out our one tweet. So when we go to /4, it should give us this tweet. This is my second tweet, that text. Okay, so let's go to /2, or not /2, /4. There's an error, and it takes one personal argument but two were given. Let's see what that means. So this is the cause of the error. When you go over here, you can do as view, and this will solve the problem. So class based views need this in the urls.py. Let's see if our server is running. Yeah, it's running. Let's go and refresh it. Generate detail view. One tweet must be called either an object pk or slug. So we cannot use our integer id over here. You have to say pk. Let's refresh it. Now it expects us this template. Okay, so it expects that in our templates and in the sample app directory in there we have tweet_detail.html. so let's go there and create it. This one tweet, I'm going to move it in there, and I'll change its name to, or I'll demonstrate one more thing. Instead of changing the file, templates name this time, I will put the template name, I'll specify the template name in our class based view itself. So I'll say that the template name is onetweet.html. Let's save it and see how it goes. Now I expect it to show us the right thing. It says the template does not exist. So this is how it goes. It says that it has looked in, so you should be able to read these error messages carefully and understand what the problem is. So when we look over here, it's looking in sample app templates onetweet.html. So when we have specified the source, it does not look in this directory inside templates. It does not look in sample app directory in the templates. It looks directly into the templates. So we move this one tweet into templates, and this should solve the problem. So we go over here, refresh, and this should work, and it does work. So now when we go to our list view, reverse for edit tweet not found. I did not do that. Let's refresh it, and yeah, let's check what the problem is. Tweet.get edit URL. Edit tweet is okay. Yeah, since we have changed our okay, I get it. So let's go to our code editor. So now over here, this is our all tweets.html. Let's go to our tweet list.html, which is same as that, and there it says that get edit URL. Okay, and our model is returning reverse of edit tweet, and edit tweet does not exist. So our new view is So right now we have to define our edit view and delete views, which we haven't done yet. We have defined them, but they are the functional views. So till now, let's comment it out and save it. This should not cause any problems. And to make sure that it does not cause any problems, we will also comment out this line in our HTML. So now we just have tweet in there. So we refresh it. Okay, create tweet is also not defined. Let's comment it out for a while. We just want it to work right now. Okay, this is not getting commented out. Let's do one thing. And save it. Now it works. So our list view shows us the 4, 5 and 6, and our detail view should show all of the tweets too. When you go to 4 or 5 or 6, you get the tweets. So that's how our detail view works, the class based detail view, and this is our list view. So let's go to our views.py. So now we have completed our first view and our second view, which is all tweets and one tweet. And I've also shown you how to adjust your templates so that they get routed properly. So basically you can adjust yourself according to Django, like I did in the first case. Like Django expects the list view to have the name of model underscore list.html. So our model is tweet, so tweet underscore list.html should be in the templates sample app. That's our app's name. Inside there it should be there. But when we declare the template name like onetweet.html, it should be in the templates directory like onetweet.html over here. You can go either ways, it's your choice. And here we are going to use CreateView for our create tweet not request. I'm just fumbling here. Okay, so for our create tweet, we are just going to comment it out and make a class that is create tweet, and it will inherit from CreateView. Now in the CreateView you can specify a model, or you can specify a form class. I'm going to specify a model, and my model is tweet, and I'll save it. So when you use the CreateView, you actually don't need to create a form, it will do everything for you, and simply you need to adjust the templates according to it. So when you use the CreateView, it expects you to put the template in the sample app directory inside templates, and it should have the name of tweet underscore form.html, which I'll show you in a bit. I'll just save it, go to /create, and then it will prompt you. Okay, I'll have to uncomment the URLs. So as we work through, I'll uncomment one by one of them, so then they don't cause any issues or something. It says create tweet is not defined. Oh, I also have to import it. Copy it, paste it, save it. And also create tweet should be as view. Make sure everything you do is as view, because these are class based views. So when we go to /create base class for create tweet without fields attribute is prohibited. So basically when you give this model over here, you either need to specify a form class or you need to specify fields. And just to show you how convenient it is, I'm just going to put field text and save it. So it will create a form for you, it will render everything, and it will be super awesome. We go over here, refresh it. So sample tweet form.html, as I had said you, it expects us to put a template in here which is tweet form.html, and I'll do it right now. I'll move this template in there and I'll rename it to tweet form.html. So that will be its name. and I'll refresh it. So now it should work. Now it gives us a form that's completely created by the CreateView, and we can just do anything here, like we can type alchemist and it will create a no URL to direct to. Okay, here's the thing. So now let's see it once more. When we try to create our tweet, it gives us this error. So it has no URL to redirect to. So we have to provide a URL that's our success URL, or we can define a get absolute URL method in the model. I'll go with the first one. I'll provide a success URL. We go over here, and in our CreateView we type success URL equals, and we are going to use the reverse lazy method over here. And if you don't know what reverse or reverse lazy is, you should definitely check it out. Those are very useful methods. They actually make the URL, dynamically make the URL for you, so you don't have any static URL. Static URLs have can create a big problem. If you want to change something, you have to find all of them and change them. But if you use such methods like reverse or reverse lazy, then those will make the changes for you. And reverse lazy is used when the urls.py has not loaded. So like in these class based views, you have to use reverse lazy, because when you try to use reverse, it will give you an error that your urls.py does not have any URL patterns. But we know that our urls.py has many URL patterns, the URL patterns that we need, but it gives such errors. So we use our reverse lazy. I'll show you both of them, reverse lazy. Let's use reverse at first, even though we know that it's going to return something which we don't want. And in the we have to give the argument to it, that's the name of our URL pattern or the name of our view. So I'm going to give it one tweet. So after we have created, instead I'll give all tweets. So after we have created our tweet, we are going to see all of the tweets. You may want to reverse to one tweet, but as you wish. So reverse to all tweets, and it gives you this error. That's the included URL conf sampleproj.urls does not appear to have any patterns in it, but it has, because if we go over here and see, it has the URL patterns, but no, it will give you this error. So you use reverse lazy. So basically it has the functionality to bypass this error. So when we give reverse lazy to all tweets, we should be redirected to the all tweets. So let's make a new tweet, and then let's see. So it redirects us here, and these are the tweets that we had created. So it used to create those tweets, but we didn't provide a redirect URL, so it used to keep us there. So now we can see all of those tweets. We can do one more thing over here. We can redirect to just the one tweet thing, like over here. We can provide a primary key and redirect to one tweet. So instead of all tweets, I'm going to redirect to one tweet. And over here I'll give args, and args should be a list, so use the square bracket syntax, you should know it. And now we are going to give pk, and we save it. It says pk is not defined. Let's see what's the issue. So we got the reason of the error. Whenever you have to pass in any arguments over here, it's better to define your get success URL method. So instead of going to all tweets, since we are going to one tweet, we need to pass arguments. So we define get success URL here. We give it self, then the usual args and quargs, and then we return the reverse lazy of our one tweet view, and we give it arguments in this manner. We say the arguments are self dot objects dot pk, so it will get the self object's primary key. We save it and now it should work. But yeah, one thing, I think we have to make an import over here. No, we have already made that, so reverse lazy, we have imported it. So let's go over here, let's go to our home page. These are a few views that few tweets that I made. Let's go to one of them. So this is the way, and we go to create. When we go to create, we make a sample tweet like ASDF and something. We create tweet. Create tweet has no attribute objects. Okay, self.object, a simple typo. So I'll refresh it and continue. Now it should redirect us. So this is it, ASDF JKL semicolon, and when we go to our home view, it should give us that, ASDF JKL semicolon. The first time I didn't know where to redirect to, so we missed the 19th number, and on 20th it redirected us here. So now when we go to create and type something like this, oh yeah, a number, create tweet, and now it redirects us over here. So it redirects us to the detail view. So this is how we do it. Now let's see our edit view. Now for our edit view, we are going to use the update view. I think we haven't imported it. Let's import it. Update view. Now in this update view, it's quite similar. Instead of create, we're going to update. I'll comment it out. I'll do the class edit view, edit tweet, and in there I'll pass our update view, so we're inheriting from it, and then I'll give the model. Our model is tweet, and then we give fields. Our fields are text, and we save it. So let's go to our edit. So I want to edit this tweet, 21st tweet. Now we have to uncomment those. Let's go over here, uncomment it, save it. Edit tweet is not defined. Let's define it. Now refresh. Okay, now there's one thing we need to do here. Whenever you get this init takes one positional argument but two were given, we already know what is to be done. Now edit tweet is to be said to give as view. We save it and go over here, refresh. Now generic must be called from pk or slug in URL conf. Now here, instead of this id, we are going to give pk because that's what our generic views demand, or you can even use slug, but slugs are more complicated, so right now we are not focusing on it. So now we get our form, and this is totally created by our update view. We don't need to worry about creating forms, importing them. So if you just want some basic CRUD functionality, you can use them very easily. So instead of this random number, I'm going to do 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and I'm going to do create tweet. Okay, properly configured. The same thing over here. So now instead of doing this over and over again, instead of defining this for each and every view, I'm going to define it on our model. So instead of this get success URL, we are going to use that. So on our model, let's go over there and define get absolute URL. Now we're going to return our detail view, that's our one tweet view. Return reverse lazy, and this should be one tweet, and I'm going to give the args, and our args will be self.id. And now I save it. Now this view should work. We refresh it. Now reverse lazy is not defined. Oh, I should remember to do the imports every time. From Django.urls, import lazy. Too lazy to import things. Let's refresh. Now it works. Now once more we want to edit it. Instead of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, we are going to give it 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 something something, and create the tweet. So now it does work. When you go here, we see this tweet, and also now we can remove our get success URL from here because we have defined our absolute URL. We save it, and let's check if our CreateView works still, because that's where we defined it, right? Go to a CreateView, create a tweet, and yeah, we create a tweet. So now when we go to our home, we see we create a tweet. Now that we are done with our three tweets, our three views, that's our org view, our one tweet view, then our create tweet view, four views. We are also done with our edit tweet view. Now the final view, that's our delete tweet view. So select it, comment it out, and we are going to define delete tweet, and in here we are going to inherit from DeleteView, and our model is going to be tweet, absolutely. And then we got to define a success URL too, but let's see how it goes. And our URL for delete is, oh, we have not uncommented it as I had suspected. We copy it, we import it, that's important, we save it. So when we go to an integer / delete, it should delete it. Now I want to delete this long tweet, so we think that is kind of boring. So we go to 21 / delete, and it should delete it. Okay, now we just know what to do here. Whenever it says that one positional argument was expected but two were given, you just have to type as view. Generic delete view must be called pk or slug. Okay. Let's do it once more. Now refresh it. Template does not exist, so basically it needs to confirm the delete. And in our previous, the basic application, I had not done that, but let's do it this time. Tweet confirm delete.html. I'll just create it in the sample app. So templates, sample app. It expects us to make this. Okay, so in the sample app, I'm going to create tweet confirm delete.html, and we are going to put some basic HTML into it. Confirm delete. We save it, and let's refresh it. Okay, we'll need a form over here, so let's simply put this form and refresh it. So we cannot do simply form, we have to create a form tag. Let's create a post form, and now do the usual thing. We will add our CSRF token and a submit button. And we have to also display the form over here, so let's display form. The form will be provided by our view, so we don't need to worry about that. Button submit, and our submit button should give us delete. We save it, and when we go over to here, so we refresh it, and now it gives us a delete button. When we press it, it should delete our 21st one. So we have to provide a success URL, since when we delete our tweet or anything that we have created, we don't have a detailed URL to redirect to. So we have to define a success URL, and our success URL is going to be reverse lazy, and in there we are going to provide our all tweet view. We save it, and I hope our view is called all tweets. Let's check it. Yes, it's called all tweets. So go here, refresh it, continue. So we are redirected to all tweets. Now let's delete this 20-second tweet that's called create a tweet. Let's go to /22/delete. It will give us a delete button. Delete it. Now it's deleted. Now instead of doing this, going to our URLs and everything, we are going to provide our buttons. So this tweet.getDelete URL and tweet.create everything, all of this will be provided. So get edit URL and get delete URL, we are going to uncomment those, and we are going to update the names too. So instead of edit tweet, we have camel case edit tweet and camel case delete tweet. So let's do that. Let's save it. Let's check our urls.py. Yes, that's the name. And when we go to our models.py, our arguments are right. When we go here and refresh, we should get our links. Reverse is not defined. I'd used reverse here. So let's import both of them, reverse and reverse lazy. Where did I use reverse lazy? In get absolute URL, but I don't need reverse lazy. I think we just need reverse lazy when our URL configuration has not loaded, and at this point it's loaded. So when we go over here and refresh it, reverse for edit tweet not found. Just a sec. So instead of edit tweet and delete tweet, we can also use the names of our URLs that we have assigned. So let's use the same names that were before. We didn't need to change things. Anyways, we hope that it will work now. We save it, and let's see if it works. We refresh. Now it works, but we don't have our edit and those buttons. Where are those? So it was a simple problem over here. We hadn't saved our template. So when I saved it, I got this thing, which is what I expected. Now when we click on edit, we should get our edit. This is my second tweet will be changed to this is my second. Let's create tweet, and it says this is my second. Let's go to our home, and yeah, it says this is my second. So we can create edit our tweets from here. I hope we can create our tweets. Okay, create tweet did not match. I think we just did the same thing again. Okay, wait. Create tweet, it should match. Why is it not matching? URL create tweet. Yes, so to just comment it, we had removed these tags. Let's add them. When we go to here, when we go here, it should give okay, just a second. It should take us to create tweet. URL create tweet. Why aren't you taking us there? Let's click on create tweet once more. Did we not save it? No, we have saved it. Let's refresh it. Yeah, that's what the problem was. We hadn't refreshed it. Okay, let's create our tweet. That's our very new tweet. Create tweet. Now we have created our tweet, which is the 23rd tweet. Let's go to our home and see it. Yeah, and it's over here. Now we'll delete it, and I'll click on delete, and it has deleted. So this is how you implement your class based views and remove all of the function based views. So when you'll remove all of them, you'll see how much code we have saved. All of them will just be on the single page. Simply remove all the extra unnecessary code. It's going to look beautiful. So short, concise, and just so sweet it is. So whenever you can use these kind of views, you don't need to use the long and boring function views. So basically, if you just want to implement some CRUD operations, some forms, create, delete, update, all of those things, simply you can use these views, import them from django.views.generic and use them. Use reverse and reverse lazy. Those are really important. So when you change a few things, it won't just break your app down. It will continue working, and it just makes it so flexible and just so beautiful. And that's how it works. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the big fat like button, and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified whenever I make these programming videos, which is each and every day. So to stay tuned, do it, and bye bye.